Not in my lifetime, wasn't in my right mind. Somebody put his foot on that. Q was so closing. Not in my lifetime, wasn't in my right mind. Somebody put his foot on that. Q was so closing. Not in my lifetime, wasn't in my right mind. Somebody put his foot on that. Q was so closing. Not in my lifetime, wasn't in my right mind. Somebody put his foot on that. Q was so closing. Not in my lifetime, wasn't in my right mind.
All right, so we're getting ready to leave the immigration office over here in Chamberlain, in Jumtien actually, Soy 5. We're getting the paperwork extension, and then we're gonna head over to the school where they can start the process to do our visa. Now the school we're going over to is called the PLC. That's off of Pattaya Klang. It's a 1-year education visa. So a bit more of the process I'll explain as we go through the rest of the video, but for right now, just completed the part of immigration. Now we got to go over there with 14,000 baht, as well as was it 12 photos? 12 photos of 4x6 variety, white background. I'm gonna have my contract from my condo. That's another thing too. You got to make sure you got your contract. If you're doing a long-term stay, they're gonna want to see that, proof of that. So a hotel or whatever might not do it. You're probably going to need to get a spot where you are going to be staying long term if you're planning to be here long term. So again, there'll be more of this in the as I explained in the process or whatever. But for right now, the main thing we want to do. All right. So I'm at this spot right here outside of the visa spot, the immigration office, and they're gonna do our pictures for us for 300 baht, give us 12 pics or whatever, so we can take over to the school. Inside, if you try to get them done over there in the immigration office, a little bit more expensive. So it's about I think it's 600 baht for the 12 photos. So they charge a lot for that stuff over in there when you can just come on the outside and find it a little bit cheaper. So for right now, like I said, just got to get the photos done, take the 14,000 baht over and finish the rest of the process. All right, so I just pulled up to the school. We have PLC over here on Pattaya Klang. About to go inside here and file this paperwork so that we can get these 1-year education visas. So once I get inside, I'll try to get some more information or whatever, and then talk about the rest of the process and everything like that. Again, the main thing we got to have going inside, I know to start it off with, is 14,000 baht, passport, a brand new visa extension of at least 30 days. I think right now visa on arrival is 45, so you should be good there, but they're going to need at least 3 weeks to process this. So that's why they ask you to make sure that you get an extension if you don't have one. And stuff like that. So I'm gonna go inside here and we're gonna finish the paperwork and everything like that and get this started, and I'll come back with y'all with the rest of the video. Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy Watch Your IQ back here. Again, just want to recap on getting the education visa and some of the stuff that you'll need once you get the visa, going to immigration and things like that. So first and foremost, I do have the education visa, which is good for 1 year. I just got my passport back a few days ago, and my 90-day check-in will be around mid-February, and at that point I have to go back and pay another 5,000 baht. That'll carry me another 3 months, and then so on and so forth until that time runs out, and I have to renew or do whatever happens after that to continue to stay here in Thailand for another extended period of time. But as of right now, I'm sitting here with my passport. Like I said, just got that back, A few things I want to talk about. One of the things is immigration. When you go into immigration, there's some stuff that you're going to need to know and stuff that you're going to need. For guys or girls, it doesn't matter. One of the big things is going through there, make sure you at least have your sleeves covered up. Me and my boy Dragon, we went over there. We went over there, we both had on tank tops and stuff like that, thought we were gonna get in, and the dude at the door just kind of gave us a hard no. Like, it was no way around it, no debating, none of that. So if you're doing this on your own, make sure that you at least have some sleeves on or something, stuff like that. You at least gotta have your own mask. They don't provide masks for you over there. There's a little office off to the left, and the immigration office that I'm talking about is, of course, the immigration office like you saw earlier in the video on Jomtien Soi 5. But it's a little office right on the left hand side if you're trying to get into the immigration spot over there. And pretty much they charge about 20 baht, I think it was. I had to get one the last time, so I think it was about 20 some odd baht to get the mask or whatever. But they're going to be asking you to sign some stuff, so bring your own pen, because if you don't, you'll be looking around for one. Sometimes they have a few laying around, but other times, like, you go in there and they'll be like, okay, sign this and write your name and do all of this, and you'll be like, I don't have a pen. And then they'll just be like, okay, we'll go find one, and they'll just hit you with that wrist flick and send you off, and then you have to go find a pen. And it's Thailand, man, so you have to take it for what it is. Like, it's just who they are, is how it is, or whatever. They deal with a host of different people all day, every day. So please try your best not to take it personal. That's just the way that they are. Again, when you're speaking one language and you got people who are coming in speaking broken English with them and stuff like that, or not even speaking Thai, and I can kind of see their frustration a little bit. And we all have a background in dealing with folks who don't want to be at their job or don't want to do their job and stuff like that. So try your best not to hold that against them as you're trying to get all of that taken care of. Again, pictures, they charge for pictures over there. I think it's like, I want to say 30 or 40 baht a picture or whatever. So if you can find a spot in town, get all of your pictures and stuff taken care of, the 2x2s, the passport size photos, and just get a whole bunch of different sizes and stuff like that, because that's pretty much, it changes. You know what I mean? So whatever you're trying to get taken care of at one point, it might just be a visa extension. They might just need the 2x2s or whatever. Or if you need to get a new passport or something else, then the size of the pictures and stuff might change. So just try your best to get a few different sizes of pictures or whatever, and just have them on standby. When I turned in my passport to get my visa, they asked for 6 photos. So what all of them were used for, I don't know, but they asked for 6 photos. And then I went back another time and they only asked for 1 or 2. So it just changes and stuff like that. So have all of your photos, and stuff like that available. Get them printed out before you go to Walmart, or if you're in the States, or Walmart or Walgreens or Target or wherever. You can get these photos and stuff like that printed. Might be a little bit cheaper for you to do it somewhere else versus doing it here. Or if you have a printer at home, just go ahead and cut them out, print them, cut them out, and have them in your stash or whatever. Copies. They want to see copies of your passport. So like the front page and all that stuff. They want to see copies of that. They want to see copies of your stamps and stuff like that. So you're gonna make sure that you have all of that going over there. Like I said, they'll do it there, but they're gonna charge you for it. So if you can do it prior to getting there, somewhere out in the city, that might help you a lot too. But these are some of the things that I've picked up while being over here at immigration and stuff like that. This is mostly just about immigration right now. This isn't about PLC where I got my visa. So everything I'm talking about right now is just at immigration. And if you're doing it by yourself, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's time consuming for one, versus paying somebody else to do it. But if you have the patience or whatever, and you don't mind standing in line or getting up early so that you don't have to stand in line too long, you can do that. But again, if you just want to pay somebody to do it, it'll cost you a little bit, but at the end of the day, it'll save you a headache in the long run. So it just depends on who you are as a person, and like if you prefer dealing with people or not dealing with people, particularly the ties themselves when it comes to going to the immigration office, as well as the other people in line or whatever. Again, one of the best things I can tell you, one of the best bits of advice that I can give you is try your best not to argue with these guys, because that's just going to make your day that much longer. They're just going to talk all the way around the office or whatever. So whatever it is you're trying to get done, it seems subtle that, you know, the way that they'll do it or whatever, but they will make sure that you're dragging it out and not trying to help you in the process that you're in or whatever. It's their job to help you, or to do the work, but not to help you. So don't get those two things confused or whatever, saying, well, it's your job to help me. No, it's not their job to help you. It's their job to do their job. It's your job to make sure that you're not one of the ones that's stressing them out to the point where they want to kick you out of line and make you go back to the back and do all this other stuff. Like for me, like I said, with the long sleeves or whatever, or at least my sleeves covered. Yeah, we berated that guy a little bit or whatever and called him stupid and stuff like that. But that was because we saw other people go right past us, or at least a few people in front of us that had the same attire on, and there, he kind of let them in. Not kind of, but he did let them in. And so we kind of got upset about that, and that didn't help in that regard, but we let him know how we felt. But again, like, it was probably in one ear, not the other. It happens to him probably all the time. So some of the things that I picked up or whatever, and that's just about immigration. All right. Now with the visa itself, again, we got that from PLC, which is a school, an educational school up on Pattaya Klang, near the Big C up there. If you're familiar with Pattaya, I'll make sure to leave the link for the school up there. One of the things that was misleading, as I said earlier, was the price. So when we went by the first time, they said $29,000, and we thought that kind of covered everything. So I don't know the other schools or whatever school you're looking for, or going to, or thinking about attending, or whatever the case may be. It ultimately turned out to be $44,000. It was $29,000 up front, but the way that it was worded when we first went in there to check on the visa, the lady said it's $29,000 for the education visa, and what we thought that meant was it was $14,000 for the school, and then $15,000, which would be paid every 3 months at 5,000 baht intervals until the visa runs out. And that's what we thought it was. So 14 and 15, 29. That wasn't the case. It was 29 up front, and it'll be 5,000 every 3 months. So ultimately 44. But the way, it's just, I guess it was just a language barrier, miscommunication deal, or whatever the case may be. But again, the school itself, they'll provide you with the visa that'll run for the entire year. So all you do is go up there, take your passport. Make sure that you have at least, make sure that you have at least 30 days on your current visa. Right now, I know that the visas that are coming, the people that are coming in, they get 45 days as opposed to 30. So that benefits you guys big time if you're trying to get this educational visa. For us, we were getting 30 days. And when we turned in our passport, the last visa run that I made was to Cambodia, and that was back at the end of October. And then we go So we go to the school to drop off our passports right after we had just got back from the Cambodia visa run, and they told us to come back in about 2 weeks. And so we go. Okay, we're like, okay, cool. So we go there 2 weeks later, which is mid-October, and the lady says, well, you need at least 30 days on your visa. So we're like, wait a minute. We came back just right after we got back from the visa run, and you told us it had to be, come back in 2 weeks, and now you're telling us it has to be an extension. So we had to wait another 2 weeks when that 30 days on the last visa ran out, and then we got another visa extension from immigration. That same day, we take our passports back over to PLC and drop them off or whatever. Made the payments for the visas, and they started the process. Again, I just got today is December 6th. I got my passport back a couple of days ago. I think it was on the 4th. So took about a month because we dropped them off on the 2nd of November. So it took right around a little over a month, a few days over a month or whatever, to get it all back. So yeah, all in all, the education visa, again, it's covered for a year, but it's a good thing for the guys who want to be here long term, and don't want to continue to make visa runs and stuff like that. So just pay the funds up front. I think it works better for guys, especially for guys who know that they want to live here, especially like at the retirement age of 50 and trying to get in there, but you're in that mid to late 40s stage, so you don't want to pay for the Thai Elite visa, and you're right in that gray area, 46, 47, 48. You're trying to get the 50, and you don't want to pay for the 5-year visa, so you just do the education visa. And there are different types or whatever as far as the education visa goes. The one that Alex is on, you guys know, Jiu-Jitsu Passport, or the guy formerly on Jiu-Jitsu Passport, but he's just Alex now. But he's on the fight visa, and he's been on that for a couple of years now, I think. So I don't know how long that one can go, but I think you can renew the education visa as far as the language goes for up to 2 or 3 times, which will give you about 3 years. So again, if you're in that mid-40s age, don't want to pay the full price for the Thai Elite visa, you can just get the education visa or whatever and just stay here in Thailand. Now the thing about that is, if you're going to get the education visa, you do have to report to immigration to get the exit stamp or whatever. You can't just show up to the airport if you want to travel prior to doing so and just saying, hey, I'm ready to leave, or I'm going to go to Cambodia or Philippines or Japan or wherever that you're thinking about traveling to. You have to go to immigration, take your passport. They're going to look at it. Again, that's another spot where you need photos. It's 1,000 baht for single entry and 3,800 for multiple entry, re-entry, if you leave Thailand on the education visa. So the perks of having the Thai Elite visa is, you're here full time. It's up to 5 years, and you can leave and go and come as much as you want. You know what I mean? Chocolate Man in Thailand has a great video on that one somewhere in his library. But for me, I'm still trying to sort this out. Plus, I'm a little bit on the young side as far as trying to be here full time. So there's some stuff for me to sort out, but this is a great way for me to buy myself some time or whatever to get it all sorted out. Just to have this one right here, I'm covered for a year. Don't have to really worry about too much after that. And again, if I want to travel, just go to immigration, drop off 1,000 baht. They'll stamp your, not stamp your passport, but they'll give you this little note right here, this receipt, pretty much stating that you paid your 1,000 baht and you can travel or whatever, and you get a single entry, re-entry to come back into Thailand. The worst thing you can do is probably overstay. and risk being kicked out for an extended period of time. And I put that note in the video earlier or whatever, so take a look at that. But yeah, that's one of the worst things that you could do. So, you know, yeah, the visa thing is very, very important to these guys or whatever. It's not the easiest thing to get like some other countries like the Philippines, where you can just keep going back to immigration with no problem and just paying or whatever and just keeping it going and stuff like that. So definitely some stuff to think about, man. So hopefully this video is enough information for you guys to get the ball rolling and stuff like that. If you have any questions, please feel free to hit me up. I'll put my link to my Instagrams in there so you guys can, you know what I'm saying, chat with me offline and stuff like that if you have any other questions, or just drop your questions in the comments or whatever, and I'll try my best to get an answer for you. If I haven't said what you wanted to hear in the video, please feel free to hit me up. Hey Q, you didn't say this or whatever. Did you go through this? And I'll say yes or no and tell you what happened when I did or whatever. And if I need to make another video to explain that, I will. If I get, you know what I'm saying, the same question over and over, I'll definitely do that. But for right now, I mean, I'm good for another year. It was a lengthy process or whatever. Most of the stuff, especially on the education side, was able to do on my own. Instead of paying somebody to do it, save myself a few baht or whatever, just to keep the drinks flowing. But yeah, hopefully I'm able to help you guys out. Again, if you're here for, if you're just getting in, do your research on your schools or whatever. Try your best to go over there right away, talk to them, see what you can do to get the education visa. At the same time, they're probably going to tell you the same thing that my school told me, which was we need about 30 days or whatever. So in that time frame, if you're not here yet and you're coming in, once you land, go ahead, hit the ground, scout out a few schools or whatever, you know what I'm saying, gather all the information you can, pit one against the other one, and just kind of just weigh out the options, the odds and the evens and stuff like that. And then once you kind of get it all sorted out in your head which one you want to go to, I'm pretty certain it's going to be the same thing. They're going to tell you after you get your extension, then you come back, drop off all of your paperwork or whatever. I don't think I said this in the earlier part of the video, but they will need to know where you're staying. So like if you're in a condo, they're going to want to see the lease agreement. They might ask, if you're not buying instead of renting, they might ask for the information of the owner of the condo, like his ID card or passport or whatever, and some other information that they would want to know about the owner who's renting the place to you. So that's some stuff that you also need to know prior to getting your visa, or should I say, prior to getting your visa. But the school will explain that to you when you go there. For me, it was kind of a simple process because PLC was like, okay, like I just gave them my lease agreement. They looked at it, said, okay, cool. Where's our money? And that was pretty much it. You gave them the passport. They said, okay, we'll hit you back in a few weeks, and you'll have your passport back and you'll be good to go. So yeah, another little tidbit for you guys there. Again, hopefully all of this was informal. I appreciate you guys for watching. I didn't want to make this as long as it is, but there's some stuff that, you know, I didn't write anything down as I was talking or whatever, so there's some stuff I kind of just like was talking about, and it kind of just, you know, faded to the right or whatever, and then I picked it up as I, you know, continued talking and stuff like that. But for the most part, that's the gist of getting a visa for the guys who want to be here long term, who don't plan on leaving and stuff like that. Hope you guys find a good school or whatever, be able to get your visa, and whenever you're in town, man, holla at me, Chocolate Man, Passport, or Alex. Again, I can't get used to that freaking name. He's got a Alex, you got to change that, bro. You got to come up with something else. Just Alex, whatever. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. And can't wait to read your comments and have a nice little conversation with you guys there. So until next time, peace.